Catholics say that they don't worship images but rather venerate them. But here's the problem, and it's a very subtle one. That word, venerate, is a linguistic trap, and I'm going to prove it to you. That word doesn't come out of nowhere. In fact, the conciliar text from the Second Council of Nicaea and the Eighth Council of Constantinople used a word that corresponds to venerate, and that was proskynesis. What is proskynesis? You might be wondering. Well, it's a Greek word that literally means to prostrate oneself, to bow down, to pay homage, and to worship, and it is used in the New Testament for actions that are equivalent to religious worship. In Matthew chapter 4, the devil asks Jesus for proskynesis, that he worship him. Proskynesis appears at least 60 times in the New Testament with its derived forms, and in the overwhelming majority of cases it refers to the act of worshipping God, or sadly, worshipping false gods, which would be idolatry. For example, Matthew 4:10, "You shall worship the Lord your God." Proskynesis. John 4:24, "The true worshippers will worship." Proskynesis, the Father. Revelation 19:10, when he bows before the angel, and the angel rebukes him and says, "Do not do it." Worship. Proskynesis, God. So where in the New Testament does anyone perform proskynesis to sacred images or statues, or to monkeys in wigs? Nowhere. Because that would be idolatry. Very well. What does the Septuagint say? Do we have any case in the Septuagint in the Old Testament of the use of proskynesis? Yes, in Exodus 20, verse 5, it says, "You shall not bow down, proskynesis, to images nor serve them." It is exactly the same word proskynesis that was used in the Second Council of Nicaea. The command is explicit in Exodus 20. Do not give proskynesis to images. But what did the Second Council of Nicaea do in the year 787? It did the exact opposite. It approved the veneration of images because according to them it was not worship, but proskynesis. And proskynesis, as we have seen, is also forbidden in scripture. In other words, they redefined the word that God forbade in Exodus 25 to justify what God himself condemned. When they tell you that veneration is not worship, remember this. In biblical Greek, proskynesis is the same as worship. The word venerate does not exist in the Bible because the Bible was not written in Latin but in Greek. Where did they get the transliteration for the word venerate from proskynesis? Well, proskynesis has nothing to do with veneration. Venerate does not exist in the Bible, only proskynesis, latria, and tulio, all of which are interchangeable when referring to prayer to God. So it doesn't matter if you call it dulia, hyperdulia, veneration, or any of that Thomistic jargon they've come up with. If you bow down, kiss, burn incense, pray before an image, or carry it in a procession, that is proskynesis. And the Bible forbids proskynesis for anything other than the living God in religious worship. Therefore, Rome is idolatrous. Rome tried to change the meaning, but God does not change his word. Rome remains an idolatrous institution and therefore an institution abandoned by God.